Alright, part 3 of level 6. Getting closer to the end.
Time to shoot your partner.
And conveniently, there's only barbed wire for a small part of this fence, and you have to lift them up and do this exact same thing you've done a million times before.
And time to shoot you? No.
No, because there's dudes
guys.
right there.
Now it's time to shoot you.
Fucking
No,
jackass.
I didn't do it.
Why didn't you? Pussy. Pull the trigger, you pussy. So I got another email. I didn't write the guy's name down, unfortunately. Dear Dan and John, I wanted to ask you if Army of Two being short is necessarily a bad thing. I'd rather play a game that is short but fun, especially when you can play with your friends, instead of playing long and boring games that has no replay value at all. I know that the ending of Army of Two is just total bullshit, but I enjoyed playing at my friend's house. Please email me back and put your opinion of this game, because I'm still deciding whether to buy this game or not. Short isn't a bad thing. Actually, I think this game is a good length for what they put in it. It never got like super boring or super repetitive or like...
Yeah.
I mean, you're killing the same enemies over and over, but they kept the environments somewhat interesting and kind of changed up a bit. The only problem is it's $60.
Right.
Where, you know, Mass Effect 2 is $60, Oblivion is $60, Fallout 3 is $60, and this is $60. Like those 3 RPGs that I mentioned, you can put 100 hours into easily.
Well, yeah.
And this one you can put a dozen into.
I think you can get a dual pack, brand new, of Oblivion and BioShock for like $40.
For like, yeah, exactly. And I mean, those games are a little bit older, but still they look great and they're a lot of fun. So, yes, you're right. Short isn't necessarily a bad thing. And I think that about every game, really. I mean, if you just throw in a bunch of shit to make it longer so that reviewers, as they're keeping track of how much time they spend in the game, they have the one sentence that they write about total length is longer than average.
Yeah.
That's not worth it. And I don't think that they did this here. But that doesn't mean it should be a $60 game.
Yeah, it's...
Unfortunately, every game out there is $60, and unfortunately, people associate price with quality.
Yeah.
So if you see a $40 game, you might assume that it's not as good as the $60 game next to it. Like, what was it? Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts came out last Christmas, and it was $40 brand new.
Yeah.
And it got pretty good reviews, but I think that people just assume, oh, it's a $40 game, it's a half-assed game.
Maybe.
Or a two-thirds-assed game.
Or else they didn't advertise it very well.
Well, I don't know. It's kind of... I played the demo and I wasn't really that into it, but even then, like, you see what I mean.
Well, yeah, and games are a much harder industry to, put a price on. Whereas a movie, it can go from, a little, like 90 minutes to 3.5 hours.
And people
it's
will
still the same
pay
value.
People will still pay $10 to see, Date Movie or Scary Movie 7 or Meet the Spartans or any of those shitty piles of shit. So gaming's...
I mean, I just think movies are more, they're all the same.
Oh, yeah.
It's around 2 hours. You're going to sit down, and you're either going to enjoy it or you're not, or you think it's okay. Games are completely different, you know. Mirror's Edge versus Mass Effect 2.
Yeah.
Completely different experiences, different lengths. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, I don't know even what to say to that. Like, movies are variable lengths, and people pay the same amount. Whereas games, I don't know, there's plenty of $10 DLC games that I would probably recommend over this if you're not necessarily looking for a co-op experience. Like, Shadow Complex came out in August or September.
It was like $15 or $20.
I think it was... it might have been 10.
I'm pretty sure it was more than 10 because it was a pretty high quality release.
Yeah, Yeah, Shadow Complex. I mean, whatever that was, $15-$20. I recommend that, and I probably spent a lot more time playing that game than this, and had a lot more fun playing that game than this because it's more of a unique experience. Like, this isn't really that unique of an experience. I mean, there's a million games just like this. If not to say that this game is identical to something else, it's just so similar to every other game out there. It doesn't really... There's no outstanding qualities of this that every other game doesn't have, other than pimping your gun. But even then, Call of Duty has that.
Yeah.
For multiplayer. So.
No, I mean, with games, you just have to decide, what does money mean to you, and what are you looking for? Are you looking for the most amount of hours per dollar, or are you looking at like having the most fun?
Well, I think we've said this before. Maybe he didn't hear all the voiceovers, but this game I think is a quality rental. That's it. I would not recommend purchasing this.
Unless you like replaying it a lot with different friends. Or
Even
something.
then, I would think Gears of War is probably
true.
better.
And it's probably on Platinum Hits by now.
Game of the Year edition?
Yeah. Army of Two 2 Game of the Year edition.
Oh my god. Wouldn't surprise me if they pulled something off like that. So that helicopter is going to get shot down briefly. And as you can see, I picked up someone's rocket launcher, and I'm just kind of chilling with that, waiting for a bunch of dudes to get close enough that I can take out 4 or 5 of them with one shot.
Did we ever got the co-op snipe achievement, huh?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think so. I'm using my joke profile for this anyway, because I couldn't use freaking Ready Fire Aim and get more achievements. I'm so pissed.
Yeah.
That's frustrating. I still don't understand how they knew those guns.
No, that was...
We completely cleared the hard drive.
Insane.
Yeah, so I edited out the cutscene. I edited out the cutscene with the helicopter crashing there and getting shot down. But yeah, shortly after that, there's gonna be a bunch more dudes, and that door up and to the right is where you need to go to end the level.
Only one more level to go.
Yep.